Today what I'd like to do is demonstrate how I apply the Mod Podge. I'm using the matte finish, and I used the matte finish on this one already. This one is done. I don't know if you can see the shine to it. Well, the matte shine. And it brought out the colors a little more, and it protects the painting. Most of all, it really protects the painting. So I finished this one, and I've also finished this one. Let me explain. First of all, this is an old grocery store that used to be in the family, the Two-Tie Grocery, Dick's Place. And this was an actual place in LaSalle, Illinois. And when I was a kid, it was next to the swimming pool and the baseball park. And that's why you have a baseball player there and a kid going swimming. And my Aunt Helen is in the background with her house, and my great Uncle Dick, great Aunt Helen I should say. But anyway, that one is done, and this one is also done. This is a place in Winslow, Arizona, where I go to photograph trains. So I recently put on a coat of matte on that, and I don't know if you can see the little shine there, but once again it brought out the colors, and it protects the painting. And what I did is put like 2 or 3 coats a piece on these. Now today I'm going to be applying and showing you how I apply it onto this painting, which I consider, one of my best. I did this in 2020, and this is of a ghost town, the Wildlight Ghost Town Depot, and it's painted from an actual photograph, a black and white photograph, except I added the train in here because the end of the train was actually here. But anyway, that's irrelevant. I'm just going to show you exactly how I apply this, and I also have another one I'm going to do of the bank building in Wildlight. And I will do that one in a little bit. But first of all, let me show you kind of what I use. I used to use a fine brush and put it on, but I find that it leaves a little bit too many lines for me. And I don't put a bunch of coats on and then sand it, at least not at this point. So it's something I have to learn. I'm still learning this, but so far what I've done seems to work for me, and I find that it's satisfactory. I have used this sponge. It's a very high quality sponge on this end. It will scratch on this end, and possibly on this end if you use it too abrasively. So it has to be applied gentle. And I just bought these foam brushes at Walmart, and I will tell you the truth, I never used them before. The only thing I'm afraid of is if particles come off of the foam here. So I think I'm going to stick with this, because this has been reliable on a few paintings. So I'm going to go ahead and put the first coat on in just one way. I'm almost afraid. These wires, putting in these wires were very delicate. These are colored pencil and marker. So this is real. I hope I don't ruin the painting. Gosh. Anyway, it's a tough call whether to start with the brush, which might be a little more gentle on these lines. I don't know, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and give it a try. Now I do things a little bit differently. I just pour it on here, and I try to do a quick coat because this will dry fast. I don't know if I put in too much on there or what, but no time to be screwing around. But it doesn't matter if it's thick. Just cover the whole painting. It's already, it gets thick as you go along really fast, Okay, please turn out okay. maybe I put too much on here. Well, I guess you can never really, it'll just take longer to dry, that's all. Cover every inch, get it all, and then just start getting everything horizontal and straight lines if you can, and thinning it out here. Okay, now it's time to kind of thin it out. I need to probably go to the sink and get some of this Mod Podge off. Maybe not. Can be a tough call, you know. I think I will. So it ain't gonna hurt for me to wet the sponge back. Okay, here we go again. Like I say, I'm gonna put other coats on here too, and that'll be fine. So it's gonna take about 30 minutes to dry. It's already starting to, you know, I can tell it's already, I need to just leave it alone. You know, there comes to a point where you just need to leave it alone. So let's see if I've reached that point. I'm trying to get everything as straight as I can and even. Of course, the sponge is still a little bit wet, so it's a little more forgiving. And I think we're good here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the other painting while this one is drying. But here's another tip too, alright, which I should have done and I didn't, which is put, I need to elevate this a little bit so I can get under here. Oh, I forgot to do that. Don't touch the top. Have it in just enough so you can come along the edges and clean up the edges here, because it's going to drip. And you don't want big clear blobs that'll be hardened. So that's what I kind of do. I can see that there's a spot there. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Alright. I think we're going to let that one dry as is. Okay. It looks, you know, like a smoke cloud, but this will dry clear and it should be pretty nice. I'm still a little I have to just leave it alone, man. I want to, gosh, okay, I'm just barely under the wire here of it starting to get hard, but I want these lines as straight as I can get them. Okay, I'm a little bit more happier in this area. I'll just have to leave it be. We'll be putting a second and a third coat on it. Okay, let's see. I need to move this painting here. Alright, I'm going to lift this very carefully underneath. And I'm going to place it over here. Alright, the second painting is also from Rhyolite, the Ghost Town. And I think this one is really gonna pop here. So here we go. I'm just gonna dump it on there generously. That's the way I do things. And then just quickly get her all covered. Might need some more. No, I won't. It's just really the right amount. Get the edges a little bit. Make sure you get all the spots so you're not leaving any painted surfaces that are uncovered by the Mod Podge. Okay, so once you get it all covered, here, I like to do I paint the edges too for most of my paintings, so it looks good from the side. Alright, now I'm going to just kind of do straight lines across. This sponge here, like I say, it leaves less lines. I don't like the spray because it's really hard on my lungs. I mean, I've tried it before and it's just too strong for me. So I don't mind texture, you know. Sometimes people will go up, you know, now the next coat going up. I don't know. I may do that on these. I don't know. I just want to look at it when I'm done and then decide. Alright, I'm going to make sure that this is all horizontal to the best of my ability, and any lines that are left are just going to be very minimal and you're not going to be able to really see them. Come on, Ray, get out of the way. Sometimes the artist is in their own way, if that makes any sense. At least it does with me. Alright. I think we're okay on that. It'll dry nice. I'm going to go, and it's already starting to, you know, dry, and I don't even have the fan on, which I'm going to turn the window fan on here in a minute. I'm getting the edges now, making sure the edges aren't dripping, and make sure that I don't screw up the top of the painting by doing this. I hope, well, see, there's a touchy area there. It's going to have to be rectified. See how much, I was going to say glue. It's kind of like when you're a kid and you put the Elmer's glue on your fingers in school and then peel it off. That's kind of how this feels sometimes. I need to just leave it alone now. Alright, that's going to dry. And I do have another painting I'm going to do. So, okay, this is the cover of my book, Twice Upon a Ghost Town. It's a novel I have written. So check it out. You can get it on Amazon.com as an ebook. Alright, so here we go. Same thing. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Might have too much on this one, but that's okay. We can go to the sink and get some of this excess off. Yeah, I think I did too much on this baby, but that's okay. Because if we work quick, we don't have to worry about it. But then again, if you want a really heavy coat, it might take a long time to dry. But we're going to put additional coats on anyway. So yeah, this is just a lot of Mod Podge. Some things are a mess before they're a masterpiece. So, most everything is, really. Alright, I'm going to go for a quick trip to the sink. Okay, I'm back. Here we go. Oh, this is a little... Yeah, that's almost getting a little hard down there, or there's a little excess of something down there. Huh. Okay, it'll dry clear. Alright, it looks like I'm going to wrap this one up. And then we'll come back and see what they look like dry. I've been inching off the... I'm on the washing machine here in the back utility room. It's also nice to have a good official work spot if you can get one or have one. Alright, I think this is good. And this, I think I'm only going to go horizontal on these because of the way I did the painting. You know, to make it look like wood. So, alright, I'm cleaning up the excess on the sides. just briefly and gently. Okay, that one looks good too. So I've got a lot of excess Mod Podge under here that I just want to kind of spread out because I'm using this cardboard anyway. Don't want too much blobbed on it. Alright. Okay, we'll come back and see how these look dried. Okay? Alright, I forgot a painting. This one is the COVID-19 pandemic scene. I had this painting of this guy that I used in the Rhyolite picture, and so I could, anyway, it's a long story, but I didn't know what to do with them, so I painted like him standing on the moon and looking at the earth, which where the COVID is about ready to hit the earth and wipe out a lot of people. And the first pandemic was in 1917, the Spanish flu, and then now, about 100 years later, we have the COVID-19. So it was just I think I might use this as an album cover because I'm working on new songs, and all the songs that I've written were created during this time, this very difficult time. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick and let this one dry, and then we'll look at them all here in a little bit. I know I do things a little bit different, but they work for me. You know, I just want to get this on quick so it doesn't dry too fast on me. Yeah, I want to get the edges too, yeah, sure. Alright, now we're going to spread it out. Looks like I pretty much gave it the right amount. And then just do it right across. I may end up doing this one both ways, vertical and horizontal. Alright, right, come on. Clean it up, clean it up. Alright. Whoopsie, I didn't cover the end here. See, I told you to cover the end. So, but we'll be putting on more coats. Now there's a little debris there or something. I don't know where that came from. It's not a star or a meteor or comet. That wasn't. Okay, there we go. Alright, we got it. Come on, Ray. Oh boy. Something's going on right there and I don't know what that is. So I may have to do a little repair or something there. Come on, Ray. I don't know what that is. But it'll dry clear. It'll be alright. This is a very forgiving, as you know, painting is very forgiving. You can always come back, and this Mod Podge stuff is, well, it can be unforgiving. You got to kind of get it right. You know, and I shouldn't be having a problem with this one, but why is this one seeming a little more difficult than the others? Okay, come on. I just don't want it blobbed around the edges or underneath at all. Sometimes it will drip underneath and you'll see a clear hard spot under there. So I think this will be fine for our first coat. We'll let them dry. I'll come back in a little bit, show you them all, and then put another coat on. Alright?